Vaibhav this side, and in this video I want to talk to you about emotions and how to really master emotions, and particularly how you can stop negative emotions from start affecting you and learning how to draw your state of being from within rather than being dependent on the external environment. I wanted to stick to the very end of this video because I will be sharing with you 3 keys that will help you to really master your emotions. Before I begin, I want to take a minute to announce that I am doing a free giveaway of my book Reality Bending. If you want to enter into the competition to win it, just make sure to subscribe to the channel and comment Reality Bending in the comment section. And every single Thursday, I am going to pick one lucky winner to give my book completely free in the ebook format. And with that, let's get started with this video. So in this video, I want to talk to you about emotions and why managing your emotions are really important and why you should learn to master them. So before we jump onto 3 keys, let's understand what are different emotions that we feel and what is their impact on our overall state of being. So for that, I'm going to use this scale which was proposed by David R. Hawkins in his book Power versus Force. And in his book, he has defined these emotions on a scale of 1 to 1000. So what he really did is that he took all these emotions that as a human we experience and created a scale to measure the energy and vibrations corresponding to them. So if we look from the bottom to top, we have shame at number 20, guilt is 30, apathy is 50, fear is 100, anger is 150, pride is 175. Then we have courage at 200, 250 is neutrality, willingness is 310, acceptance is 350, love is 500, gratitude is 505, joy is 540, peace is 600, and 1000 is the enlightenment. So any emotions below 200 produces a low level of energy and is a life-sucking energy. A person who resides most of his life below 200 is at survival and is just getting by. These are the contracting emotions. This is where you are stuck at survival and your life becomes a suffering. So anytime you feel tightness in your solar plexus areas, you feel contraction within your body, you feel like your life energy is depleting and you don't have the energy to create something in your life and you are feeling stuck. Immediately, you should know that you are operating from below 200. This is where you are vulnerable toward the pendulums. And if you don't know what the pendulums are, click up here. I have created a video on that. The process of creation occurs at level 200 and the above. These are the expanding emotions. This is where you are in control and you can decide the trajectory of your own life. This is where you start manifesting things with ease. Below 200, you always have to exert a lot of energy and massive actions to reach your goal. You always have to fight your way to get what you want. And even though it might work for you, by the end, when you will reach your goal, you will be completely exhausted because all your life energy by this time would be depleted. But when you operate at level 200 and the above, you are at peace with your life. You move effortlessly toward your goals and feel joy throughout the journey. So now with the understanding of this energy scale, let's understand where your emotions actually comes from. So our emotions truly comes from our perception of reality. How we perceive reality will create the emotional charge we attach to every situation. And what do I mean by that? Well, look at it this way. The way you perceive your reality is largely dependent on the kind of belief that you are holding toward your life and toward you. For example, if your belief is that life is hard and your luck always works against you, even the silly events like missing your bus or losing some money or some small event not going your way will make you feel frustrated and angry. And you will always confirm this belief to be true for you using these petty events as a proof. And every time you do so, you wire your mind to feel a certain way whenever these kind of events repeat themselves. Our mind is always in a process of creating meaning out of the events that happens to us. So for example, you miss the bus and you feel frustrated about it. Your mind will store this event and the subsequent emotions you felt as a memory. And next time when the same event occurs, your mind will just replay the memory and you will unconsciously put the same meaning and same emotion toward the event, right? So what kind of belief system you have subscribed to plays a major role in determining what kind of emotions you will feel. Another example could be, let's suppose your belief is that you are not good looking and you have uploaded your picture on social media and a bunch of friends commented on it. So let's say 10 people commented that you are looking smart and handsome and 1 or 2 people has made fun of you. Now what will happen is that even though a lot of people are telling you that you are good looking, but you have a belief that you are ugly, and you will experience a fearful emotion because you are logged into the belief that you are ugly. So getting outside of that belief is very uncomfortable for you. And so the belief that you are ugly is creating this emotion of fear. It's creating this emotion of envy because these people are intruding on your current belief system. And what your mind will automatically do is that it will ignore the comment of 10 people who have commented that you are good looking and will focus on those 2 comments that you are not good looking and make you feel insecure or embarrassed. And the reason that happen is because your belief system is creating this hypothesis for you that you are not good looking, and it goes out in search of any small evidence that confirms this hypothesis. Your mind is wired to look for the proof of this hypothesis created by your belief to confirm and concretize it furthermore. Another problem that occurs which control your emotion is the meaning that you put on to the different events in your life. For example, let's suppose you are going your way and some event occur which was not as per the plan. So for example, in your business, you faced a problem. Let's say you are an entrepreneur and you lose a bunch of money. Now what meaning you put onto that event will determine the subsequent events and emotions that you feel. If you place a negative meaning onto this event and you say like, oh no, everything is going to break, it is not going to work, then it will take you to the negative lifeline where more bad things will happen to you. If you put positive meaning onto this event and you'll say like, okay, I lost some money, but I learned my lesson and I will make sure that this will not happen again, and you use that event as a learning and embrace it, then you will shift to the positive lifeline. So from the perspective of reality, there is nothing good or bad. There is nothing positive or negative. For reality, every event is a neutral event, but we are the one that puts and gives meaning to those events and categorize them as positive or negative, which ultimately decide how the subsequent events will unfold in your life. If you put a positive meaning, you will shift to the positive lifeline. If you put a negative meaning, then you will shift to the negative lifeline, right? Also, you start to get identified with these emotions and you start to feel that this emotion is you. You have to understand that these emotions are not you. They are just bodily reaction toward the event and the meaning that you are attaching to those events. There is a separation between you and your emotions. So how it really works is that, let's suppose a thought arises and this thought is followed by a certain emotion, right? So for example, let's say I am making this video and I may get a thought like, what if people make fun of me? What if they put some negative comment on my video? And I start feeling nervous about putting this video on my channel, or started reconsidering my decision to continue to put more videos on my channel, right? So now this emotion is governing my action. Do you see how it is happening? From a single thought, now I am afraid to take action. The important point here that is needed to be understand is that it always start off with a thought. And because you get to attach with this thought, you feel emotion because of it, which further affect your actions. So it's important to abandon the attachment toward the thought in the first place. Understand that you are not fearful. You are just having fearful thoughts. You are not angry. You are just having angry thought. When you separate yourself from your thoughts and understand that you are not thoughts, you are the thinker of these thoughts, and as a thinker you can choose to think something else. These thoughts no longer control you. If you want to know the detailed process how it works, click up here. I have created a detailed video on this. So now let's talk about the 3 keys on how to manage your emotions and take better control over them, right? So key number 1 is to upgrade your belief. Investigate those limiting beliefs that you are holding on to that isn't serving you, and upgrade them into something new, something more empowering. Because what happens is that these beliefs, they act as a lens through which you view your reality. No matter how colorful your life is right now, until and unless you don't put these belief lenses off, you will only see the one color, right? So take your existing beliefs that aren't serving you and upgrade them to more supportive and empowering one. And once you are able to do that, the same events that have provoked certain disempowering emotions will shift toward the empowering and positive emotions. Okay, if you want to know how you can upgrade your old beliefs and upgrade them into a new empowering one, click up here. I have made a video detailing the process, right? Key number 2 is to rephrase the meaning of the events that occur in your life. Now this is the absolute key. What meaning you give to certain event in your life will largely govern your emotions. Look at it this way. Both pessimist and optimist are the powerful creator of their life. The same event can occur to both of them, but based on the meaning they put on that event determines their reality and their emotions. If you look at the life of high achievers like Elon Musk, he has faced so much adversity in his life. There was a point when his business was on the verge of failure. All his space programs were failing miserably. But he put positive and empowering meaning onto those events and used them to improvise and level up his game. And that's why he is where he is today. Everyone's life is subjected to adversity. No one can walk away from it. But how you perceive those events and what meaning you put on will determine your destiny. So if something doesn't go your way, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How this event can help me to improve and become the best version of myself. Do not take failure personally and understand that it's still a step forward. You may have faced a failure and you must have thought that it's a step back, but from the reality point of view, it's still a step forward. That failure was meant to happen to take you one step closer toward your goal. Okay, when you start looking things this way, you will start feeling better and better while taking actions, right? And key number 3 is to have at least one daily ritual like exercise or meditation. Now it may sound cliche, but it has been scientifically proven that exercise and meditation improve your entire state of being. When you exercise, your body secretes chemicals like endorphin that regulate your mood, and meditation help you to change your brain waves from beta to alpha, which helps you to have a greater sense of awareness so that you can take a step back from what's happening around you and respond toward it rather than being reactive, right? Meditation help you to really have greater control over your thoughts and emotion so that you can be conscious creator of your own life, right? And with that, I'm concluding this video. I genuinely hope that this information has been useful to you. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and comment reality bending in the comment section to win my book for free. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and peace.